thank you, Caitlin. Because seriously, I feel like my defense of you was because I really, really like who you are as a person, what you stand for. Hey everyone, this is Raquel here with the Rah Rah Report. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back, of course, if this isn't your first time. Thank you so much for joining me and, of course, watching my videos because you clicked on it, hopefully. But if you haven't already done so, please make sure you subscribe, like, as well as comment and share if you like my content. Okay, so I just have to take a moment as a Caitlin Clark fan, and I just have to say, give you guys selves a round of applause. You're right, like, what's wrong with you? I'm saying give ourselves a round of applause because we were right. And you might be like, what is this girl talking about? We were right when we said about Caitlin Clark. They've told us that we were delusional. They told us that Caitlin Clark was not as good as she was. It was because she's a white girl. That's why she was being marketed and praised. And that's why they were trying to act like she was so good at basketball. It wasn't because of her skills and her actual ability to prove herself. It was all because she was white. And if you were black and you actually liked her, you were anti-black. You were against your own race, self-hating, a coon, a house in. You were everything but the child of God, right? That's what they said. Now, here's the crazy part. We were right. So I'm going to take my victory lap right now and tell you we were right about Caitlin Clark. And you haters who've been spending your entire season making up all these narratives to try to, throw her off her game, you are the ones who are wrong. And you might say, why is this girl saying all of this? Because Caitlin Clark today was named to the WNBA first team as a rookie. And so when all we were talking about, and we were like, hey, Caitlin's top 5. And I said top 3. And people were like, oh, you're doing too much. I don't care anymore. I'm taking my victory lap because everything I said about this girl was right. And I'm actually glad that I'm on the right side of history. I'm actually glad that I wasn't being a part of the divisiveness that was going on with people just not liking the girl because she's white and in a black dominated league. I'm so glad I didn't fall for the narratives that they were spinning and the fact that they just continued to push all these things because they knew she was outballing them on the court. And their jealousy, their petty, their inability to actually hoop with her made them keep on attacking. Caitlin fans, Fever fans, and all these different things they kept doing. It didn't work. You know what's crazy about it is you guys tried to throw her off her game. You couldn't beat her on court and you couldn't even beat her off the court. You want to know why? Because on the court, what she was doing to you guys, it was actually comical. Because she started off as a rookie and she didn't start off very good. She had a lot of turnovers. She was new team, got to kind of build some chemistry. She's a passer, so she will pass the ball. People kind of try to say, oh, all she does is shoot, and all she does is shoot threes. That was Kennedy Carter. Remember how you were trying to hate and you said, what does Caitlin do? Caitlin does rookie of the year, all first NBA team. That's what she do. Because she does a lot. And all of you guys who were after her, trying to make it seem like it was about her fans. And again, I've denounced racism, harassment, all those different things a million times on my channel, a million times on all my platforms. We're not talking about that. We're focused on what you guys were doing and how it didn't even affect her. And how all of the BS that you guys were trying to pull and the nonsense, it only made her better. It fueled her. And why? It's because she has a stronger mentality than all of you guys put together. That's your problem. But let's take back to the game. So Caitlin Clark was so criticized solely off of the fact that she wasn't who they wanted to be the face of the league or who they wanted to be the person responsible for growing the league, bringing eyes, viewership, selling tickets, etc. Why? Because she was white. And they keep and straight and all these other different things. They keep saying, oh, it had nothing to do with that. It was her fans. No. We're going to stop the line. Because as the season progressed, you guys showed yourselves more and more. And the divisiveness that you guys would do and the race baiting and the complete craziness and the drama that was constantly the focal point of the season, as opposed to the skills. Because if you guys had to focus on the skills, you guys knew her skills were better than most. So you guys couldn't focus on the skills. You couldn't focus on the numbers. So you were inflating what Angel Reese was doing. Again, no disrespect to Angel Reese. Angel Reese, to me, exceeded expectations in her rookie season as well. Having that double-double record. Also, being able to average almost a double-double. Even though near the latter end of the season, she was struggling to get some of those double-doubles. She still exceeded my expectations. I'm not going to diss Angel Reese because this really ain't about her. But you guys were trying to compare Angel Reese to Caitlin Clark. There's not a comparison. Caitlin Clark is level better than Angel Reese. I don't know why this is so hard for some of you guys to understand. Caitlin Clark was always the better player than Angel Reese. And I don't know why you guys are pretending like you didn't know that. But then it wasn't even pretend for some of you guys, because some of you guys got involved because you guys wanted to be divisive, and it wasn't about basketball. It was about black girl versus white girl, and it was about trying to prove that the white girl wasn't as good. When truth of the matter is, she was better than even us as Caitlin fans predicted. So you know what's funny about all of this? She exceeded even my expectations. Caitlin Clark broke so many records that she probably broke the records of records being broke for a rookie, and then even for the WNBA as a whole. She broke so many things. It was kind of ridiculous. But yet, again, a lot of people are like, oh, why you guys keep focusing on the drama? Why do you focus on the drama? We were not focused on the drama initially. I was focused on basketball. But then when I was like, oh, they're not focusing on basketball. Because if they had to focus on basketball and made it about the skills, the numbers, the eye tests, they knew Caitlin Clark was better. Not only did they know they was better, they knew she was the type of player who they couldn't handle. Right? So they did, the whole thing was, oh, she got a lot of turnover. She doesn't know what she's doing. See, her game's not going to translate into the WNBA. See, it's not so easy. We this, we that. No. That's called being on a new team. And yes, there's some adjustment that takes place when you're going from collegiate to professional level. But what happened by the end of the season? And then you know what else is funny? She had Rookie of the Month, and yet there's still people who are like, oh, she didn't do really well. You're lying. But let's just keep it about the numbers, right? Because the month that she actually still got better, which was June, Angel Reese just had a really great month. And that's all she had. Let's be honest with ourselves. Angel Reese had a great June. She deserved Rookie of the Month for that month. When she broke the record, she deserves that. But outside of that, she was not on Caitlin Clark level. And it was really hard for a lot of you guys to actually come to the reality that she was never comparable. Never. But that's neither here nor there. Let's stick with the Caitlin Clark part, right? So you guys were sitting here the entire season gaslighting us. Trying to tell us that it wasn't her skills. Caitlin wasn't as good as she was, even though we were watching. You know why we knew we were watching? Because the viewership record she broke. When she came to your city, she was selling out your crowd, where you had to get bigger arenas because normally you didn't have those type of crowds. And yeah, I'm being a little nasty and petty in this video because they were nasty and petty with her. They were really nasty and petty with her. They villainized her. And even the thing is, even though she was beating you guys on the court and you guys were trying to then get to her off the court and get to her head, that's why you guys kept saying Fever fans, Caitlin Clark. You guys couldn't even get to the girl off the court because her mentality was different. She not only beat you guys on the court on so many levels as a rookie, she beat you off the court with how she handled things with race. She never answered any of your nonsense, your nonsensical requests. She condemned the racism, the hatred, the harassment, the things that were happening to the players. But then she also paid homage. She also showed grace. She also constantly was humble, classy, very articulate in her interviews, never boasted about herself, made it about her teammates. She is everything that you guys wish you could be. And I know there's going to be people, oh, there she goes, pandering to the white girl again. Oh, look at the black girl pandering. She is so anti-black. No, I'm not anti-black. I'm actually real. You guys are actually lying to yourselves. That girl, Caitlin Clark, did everything in the best of her ability. And the way she handled it, where she didn't even talk about it, she didn't even answer to you guys' nonsense, her game did the talking. And then when you guys tried to keep her off the Olympics team and said she wasn't good enough, I want to say thank you. Let me tell you why I want to say thank you. Because you guys made her a killer. She needed the break. Caitlin is so dedicated to the game of basketball, she didn't even recognize she needed that break. And y'all thought you guys were going to stop her but you motivated her because she's just that damn committed to greatness. Caitlin Clark took that break and she didn't go overseas. She went to the gym with her teammates. She built chemistry. She was shooting shots. She was doing better with her ball handling. She got in the gym to even get better. So while you guys were like, oh, we don't want her on the Olympic team because, it's, the attention she might get, and you guys were being petty and jealous because you guys knew she was better than some of the players that were actually on the team at the time. But that's fine because she needed the break. She just couldn't recognize she needed the break. But then Caitlin Clark is also a player who's fueled by you guys' hatred. She didn't sit there and respond to you guys' silly things or the fact that you guys were trying to blame her for things you guys knew she couldn't actually control, the online trolling and different things of that nature. She just should beat you on the court. And then she got in interviews and she understood how to conduct herself. She always took the higher road. She always made herself so much more better than a lot of you guys were doing. So while you guys were hating on her and trying to condemn her and villainize her, she showed her character. And those of us who saw her character saw that she's a good person. She's a humble person. She is just really good at basketball. And you guys could not accept that she was a white girl really good at basketball. And it's actually kind of sad. And you know why I know this activism and all of the things that you guys claimed that was the reason why you guys were saying Caitlin needs to do something? It was fake. Because I've not seen anybody else speak out to any of the other things that happened. No one's talking about Becky Hammon being a horrible coach and how she treated Dearica Hamby, or how Dearica Hamby was treated by the ACES organization, or again, Skylar Diggins, or Wiggins, or any of the other situations that popped up, the other fan bases that were attacking the players. And recently, Breanna Stewart, unfortunately, wife was threatened. And that wasn't by Caitlin Clark because Caitlin Clark is not even playing, right? So you guys couldn't blame Caitlin Clark. How many of you guys spoke up? Not very many, right? You guys weren't there. And then for the people who even sat there and they were like, oh, they addressed the issue with Malika on ESPN for the show. You guys were still mad because you guys said they only addressed it because she was white. Really? All season, the focal point when it should have been about growing the league because Caitlin Clark was instrumental in bringing way more viewers, way more people were interested in the league. You guys didn't take advantage of that. You guys were too busy being jealous and petty that you knew this girl was such a phenomenal player that you guys weren't going to be able to beat on the court. You tried to get in her head. And even then, she was better than you guys. And I say that so respectfully because there's not a lot of people who could have handled themselves the way Caitlin Clark did for all the nonsense that happened and all the ways they were trying to villainize her. Caitlin didn't do anything. She was not at fault for her fans. Just like you guys now are, logic has came into place because Asia Wilson is being blamed for her fans. But nobody said anything about that either. That's why I called it fake activism, fake outrage, and selective. You guys are so mad because you guys know that this girl is different. She's special. She's generational. She's a phenom. And for the next 10 to 15 years, all of you guys who are hating on her, the ones who work in the WNBA, who can't hide their unbiased and can't even pretend to like her, you guys are going to have 15 plus years of her being the person who is at a different level. And I know it hurts. I know all these mental games that you guys tried to play didn't get to her. It fueled her. Because when you're great, when you know you're great and you know you're better than most people on that court, you don't have to stoop down to their level. You let your game do the talking. So as I said, Caitlin Clark fans weren't delusional. We weren't irrational. We weren't silly. Gino, when are you going to make your apology as loud as your wrong assessment of her? You guys know what's crazy? Everybody who was talking down on Caitlin Clark, they don't even have the courage to speak up now. Why? Because they're cowards. Not only they're cowards, they, again, are not on her level. In this entire situation, she has been probably handled it all the best. All of it. And everybody was against her for just being good and wanting to hoop. Just playing basketball. That's all the girl did. All the girl wanted to do was play basketball. And you guys knew she was better than you guys were. And now, as she made the Rookie of the Year and all first WNBA team, I'm taking a victory lap. I was right. You were wrong. Deal with it. And again, you guys in the WNBA, please learn from Caitlin Clark how to be better, how to be above the nonsense, because she's the only one who was for the most part. Thank you, Caitlin. Because seriously, I feel like my defense of you was because I really, really like who you are as a person, what you stand for. And I'm so happy that I don't even know how you were able to handle not addressing any of this stuff when you knew you weren't the bad person. They were projecting. It was them the entire time. Congrats to Caitlin Clark. Congrats to us fans who stuck by her, pardon me. And yeah, we see you next season. She's a rookie. She's only going to get better, haters. Leave your comments below. Thank you so much. Caitlin, we just getting started. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you guys share if you like the content. And seriously, guys, give Caitlin a round of applause because she was the most mature in the room. See you in my next one. Peace.